Okay, very good morning. Very good morning, dear professionals. Thanks for joining on this IINVTY Industrial Empowerment webinar. Thanks for joining on YouTube, Zoom, and Microsoft. Once again, it's been a pleasure to meet you all once again for this month IINVTY Industrial Empowerment session. This week, we have been going to see about a very unique topic. What is the global methodologies we have been using for a proactive incident prevention and investigation? This topic we have been attained this topic we have been okay we have been planned to do a session on this topic once we have been doing the ESG audit, that too particularly on a social pillar. We have been formed that we have been taught that the methodologies which we have been using for accident investigations the last 2+ years have been integrated, have been having a kind of incorporation with the social pillar. And so we have been planned this session of the global methodologies for proactive incident prevention and investigations. My dear friends, this session is going to be a very useful session in such a way that apart from the 5Y methodologies which we have been using on, what is the techniques and what are the steps we have been going to carry out while you have been going to do the accidents investigations or incident investigation. It can also be used for the prevention of such kind of incidents or accidents in your industries. A short introduction about INVTY. INVTY is how INVTY, invent, innovate, and inspire, having a 5 verticals starting from research and development, corporate training, statutory and legal audits. In this statutory and legal audits, we have been having 45 plus ISO standards. We have been dealing with 45 plus ISO standards, statutory audits, and ESG audits. The fourth pillar is about digital solution. Digital solutions starting from AR, VR technology, data analytics, incorporations into the process, machine learning, deep learning in the process of safety, quality, and your technical processes. The last week after COVID, INVTY started the Health and Wellness Week of converting the occupational health centers in your organization into a proactive centers to prevent chronic disease and ensure that your executives have been empowered in health and also based on mental hygiene. So, starting from our session, accident investigations. First, we have to have a very thorough look on what is differentiate between the accidents and incidents. What is the difference between the accidents and the incidents? Then we can able to ensure that are we moving out in a right way for a proactive methodology, or are we having a strategy in such a way that is apart from accident investigation, how will the effectiveness of my action which I've been taken, it may be a CAPA report, it may be FMEA, which you have been going to post that after accidents or incidents, what way you have been going to empower and you are going to ensure that the corrective action have been taken in a right way. So the global differentiate between the incidents and accidents is whenever we are going to tell it as an incident is going to be that the particular scenario or event that may or may not result in harm or damage, may or may not. While we are going to add here the incident or the event, it may or may not cause a damage to myself, damage to the environment, or the damage to the workplace. Here, my dear friends, the first takeaway from this session is while you are going for this proactive incident investigation or accident investigation, don't confine yourself within the persons. The damage, or if it is going to be any harm only towards the person, I will consider it as a incident. No, not at all. Some of the times, okay, your persons, your employees have been associated with the environment, some damages to the environment. For example, depletion in the oxygen level that is going to cause a direct harm to your employees also. So make sure that you are broadening the spectrum, saying that if we are going to, if we are going to put it in an incident in a broader view, it is going to be cause a harm for myself or for my environment or for my workplace. This is three categories which we have to take on while you are going to under this incident. Incident is a broader view. Under this incident, you can able to see that while we are going to term the word called accident, it typically causes damage, a injury, or a harm. Here, in incident, it may or may not. Even accidents can be a part of incident. But once we are telling it as an accident, incidents, may or may not. But accidents is 100%. The harm has been caused, the damage has been caused to your persons. Even here, I want to broaden the spectrum. Why? Because as we are going to implement or we are in the journey of this EHG, the injury or the damage to the environment, to a human, and also we have to consider the workplace. It's called as accidents. The broader classification of accidents and incidents. So, apart from the regular step which I've been doing on, the regular steps which I've been doing on after an accident, I may be doing the accident investigations. Accident investigation. I like to hear from you, the reflection from you. Now, what is the strategic or what is the action plans which you have been doing on after an accident? Any reflections in the chat box? After an incident or an accident in your organization, what you have been doing on? Okay, thank you. Any other reflections which you like to share with our team? Any other reflections you want to share with our team? Okay. Here, my dear friends, we, yes, you will be doing the accident investigations. Accident investigation. Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. But make sure that how well your accident investigations, in what manner you have been starting your accident investigation. Don't jump into accident investigation when you are going to, without collection of data, kindly don't go for accident investigation. It is not going to be useful at all. So what way we are going to do? Make sure, that the 5-step methodology, which I've been obtained, which I've been obtained from ISO 31001. 30001. What this 5-step methodology is saying is make sure that once you have been having, once you have been having this journey, once you have been having this first, once you are getting this initial response, don't go for analysis right away. It is not a right methodology. Make sure that you are going to collect the relevant informations. This relevant information is a very, very, very key step in such a way that are we moving in a right directions or not? Are we moving in a right direction or not? Before you are going to collect the relevant informations, if you are going to go for root cause analysis, it's not going to be useful at all. It's not going to be useful at all. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to collect the relevant informations. How to collect the relevant informations? Yes, we are going to see that. Next, you are going to go for analysis and root cause identification. For this analysis and root cause identification only, my dear friends, we are going to see 13 global techniques, where the German countries have been using this technology, using these techniques for accidents prevention and incident prevention. Once you are going to use this methodology, then go for your corrective and preventive measures. Okay, Once these two steps have been over, okay, these two steps have been over, then only you can able to talk about the corrective actions which we have been taking on. But don't stop here, okay, don't stop here. Make sure that are you having a monitoring and outcome basis, which is known as the effectiveness out of outcomes. Implementation number two, which I like to ask you is, many of the times you would have been done accident investigations, right? In this accident investigations, make sure that what is the effectiveness of the suggestions which you have been told. Where as a industry, as a firm, where you are monitoring the effectiveness of that mitigation plan which you have been suggested. Whether, okay, the action plans which you have been suggested is fit as of now, whether any other upgradations have been required or not. So it requires a implementation on monitoring outcomes. Very, very, very important step as per ISO 31000. This is a 5-step methodology which I've been telling that how an accident investigation can be upgraded to the global standard. So my suggestion here is, my humble suggestion here is, make sure that your accident investigation or incident investigation model which you are having right now have a deep analysis, introspect that, telling that what are the steps I can able to add on in my SOP right away now. After this session, you can able to do this, and it's going to advocate for preventive methodologies in a very greater way. So, okay, this is the 5-step methodology. Yes, first one, are we having a right reporting methodologies? Reporting, various kinds of reporting. Okay, here again, I like to use a global terminology, which is being known as safety process approach. Safety process approach. What is safety process approach? A incident or an accident, okay, irrespective of a human to address or to report, are you having a methodology that it can be recorded? It can be recorded automatically. The systems, I'm not talking about any technology, my dear friends. I've been talking about your process. Upgrade your process in such a way that the reporting has to be done if there is an incident or accident, irrespective of that particular employee. Make sure you are tightening the process in such a way that the process is advocating for safety process approach, SPA. Next, how we are going to collect the relevant information before going for analysis, before you are going for root cause identification, which may be doing on many of the times. Don't do that. First, make sure that whether the informations which you have been collected as of now, the information is purely based on the persons who have been experienced in the accidents, right? At least 70%. The purely it is been based on the persons who have been in that particular scene. Okay, how we are going to advocate, how we are going to ensure that the information which I obtained is the right one or not. So you have to have a right methodology for that. We are going to see that we are going to experience that kind of methodologies right away. Next one is going to be the corrective actions and preventive measures. Make sure that your corrective and preventive measures have been well aligned with ISO 31000. And the last one is very, very, very important as a part of sustainable goals, as a part of ESG. The suggestions which you have been implemented, it is being as per the, okay, as per the requirements or not, or any kind of revision have been required. So this 5-step methodology is a first step which, as an institution, as an industry, you can able to upgrade your current methodologies which you have been having for accident investigation, and any of the steps you have been missing on, kindly you can able to insert in your SOP of accidents or incident investigation. I hope as of now there is no doubt. Okay, if there is any doubt, yes, we are going to see it at the end of the session. And next, make sure that, my dear friends, okay, these are the different forms, okay, different objective evidence you are having in front for collecting the data before you are going for analysis, make sure that job hazard analysis forms. Previously, you would have been done the JSA, okay, or JHA, okay, job safety analysis or job hazard analysis forms. There's why this form is required. Okay, why this form? Why I have to interrupt this form while I'll be doing on this accident or accident or incident investigation. Any suggestions or any reflections? You can able to post in the chat box if you have any reflections after an accident or investigation. Why this JSA or JHA have been important for us? Okay, thank you. To avoid recurrence, set the hazard and risk captured. Excellent. Excellent, Karthik sir. Which and also, thank you, Alan sir. To add more flavors on this aspect, the hazards which you have been captured, whether the accident or incidents have been done. Okay, correction in SOP, right? Correction in SOP before that, whether the accident or the incident have been occurred based on the hazard which you identified already. If it is so, as our friend rightly told, your mitigation plan has to be furthermore, it has to be effective. Your mitigation plan have been not right. That is the reason why, okay, that is the reason why now the accident or incident have been happened. Is it right? Already I identified my mitigation plan is weaker. That made me the accident or incident to reoccur. Okay, to reoccur. Here, if the accident or incident have been, okay, in the accident or incident, in the hazard JSA or JSA, the particular hazard have been not captured. I failed to capture that hazard earlier, or this is the new hazard which is being due to the various condition. I have to record it. For that purpose, first, okay, we always ensure that before asking the persons, make sure that have a interruptions on your JSA or JHA assessment sheet. Next, direct observations. You go to the site, you go to the place, do a gamba in saying that what may happen. Next, about the videotape, if you will be having a CCTV. Next, with respect to action photography, okay, photographic method. Documentary evidence is nothing but the documentary evidence. Whenever you're talking about documentary evidence, don't think that the documentary evidence is only with respect to accident. In that particular time, what are the data has to be filled by that particular employee? Whether he filled that in a right way. For example, every 30 minutes once the checklist has to be carried out. The control charts has to be updated. But very unfortunately, the entire day, the particular employee have been not updated at all. It shows that there is some peer pressure in him that also can able to make him to contribute for this accident. Is it right? So while you are going to go for documentary evidence, make sure that not only documentary evidence with respect to accident, you have to do a kind of a holistic documentary view. Next, about the accident statistics previously. Okay, this accident statistics, are we going to see that what is the tool you are going to use there with respect to that employee, with respect to the training, with respect to the shop floor, with respect to the date, with respect to the product, with respect to the month, with respect to the time. Whether I can able to correlate any of the accidents have been happened earlier. Next is about the employee interventions who have been part or who have been evidence that accidents. Next, employee survey. My dear friends, I hope I can able to guess that what's new in this. Already we have been doing this. Yes, already you would have been doing this, but make sure that you can able to add this in a very systematic way. The new part which I like to introduce to you is very important part about this. Okay, from this, it's going to be the global exposures which INVTY like to gives to you is about the evidence capture. Okay, about the evidence capture. Already you are having a document. Okay, you are be having a objective evidence. That objective evidence has to be correlate with this kind of evidence which you are going to collect. What is evidence? The evidence, there are four type of evidence, my dear friends. While you are going for accident investigation, you have to be in a very smart enough way of collecting this this four evidence as to advocate for my previous data. Or I can able to put it in this way, your accident analysis or investigation report, okay, your conclusions or your sayings has to be correlate with this four P's. First, with respect to the position evidence, at the time of incident or accident, what is the position of various parts in that scene? Make sure that you are you are doing this position evidence. Next, with respect to a person, okay, with respect to the person in that particular scene, who are all the persons have been involved directly or indirectly while we are doing this accident investigations. Okay, we will tell direct contribution and indirect contribution, and also have been contributed in the scene. I've been done nothing, but I've been part. So you have to first you have to talk about the position evidence of all the parties. Don't left out any small particle also. Okay, one of the accident investigation we done last 2 months before. There is a small oil can which contributed for an accident. Okay, which contributed to a pinpoint injury. Okay, of an employee. So make sure that the position of various parts have been first, it has been captured. Then with respect to the person, very important thing, with respect to the person, who are all involved in this? Okay, same way. Okay, one of the other accident investigation we done, we found that, whenever, this person is been going for the rounds, there is a incident has happened. Why? The persons have been feared. They are trying to do the work as per the SOP that made them, that made them the peer pressure, and the accidents has been happening. I'm not telling about the fault is on the person, but make sure that what made them to do the person evidence. Next, with respect to the parts evidence, what are the parts? Earlier, I talked about the position of the parts. Here, I'm talking about what are the different parts involved in that particular accident. Last is about the paper evidence, my dear friends. As I rightly told about, paper evidence is also called as a documentary evidence, but this paper evidence is the last form of evidence. Before that, I have to have a position evidence, I have to have a person evidence, I have to have a part evidence. The last and least priority is the paper evidence. Don't go for paper evidence right now. It's not going to advocate for your holistic accident or investigation which you are going to do. So, position, person, and parts. This is the right way which you are going to do a global way of accident investigation. Why? Because you are creating, okay, you are collecting, sorry, you are collecting, not you are creating. You are collecting the actual facts in such a way that it can able to, okay, you can able to create a action, the corrective action well in place with respect to that accident. So the third takeaway from this session is going to be, whenever you are into this accident or incident investigation, my humble submission is make sure that before doing any analysis, make sure that you are having this 4 P's with you. 4 P's with you. So next one is the methodology. Okay. Yes, I created, okay, I've been Okay, I've been have that all the evidence. Okay, I've been collected all the evidence, what I can able to do. The next one, yes, we all have been following the traditional 5Y, okay, 5W and 1H methodology or 5Y methodology. Okay, 5Y methodology. Okay, whenever you are going to do this 5Y methodology, make sure that your first question is with respect to that particular incident. For example, here in this picture, you cannot ask that, okay, why this person is using the fire extinguisher. No, that is not the first question. First question is why fire outbreak happened. That should be the accident incident should be the first question. Next, okay, next why should be based on this question. First question I asked why fire outbreak happened. One person may tell that it is due to uh, the fire. Okay, the fire protective device have been not working condition, or there is a flammable products or the chemicals have been stored. Okay, unauthorized persons have been working in that particular area. Regularly, fire will outbreak in this. These are the different suggestions. I cannot able to take all the suggestions. What you have to do, you have to take a relevant suggestion saying that the the chemicals, the flammable chemicals have been kept together in such a way that made this fire. So this is the second. Okay, this is the second question. Then you have to ask that why the flammable chemicals have been kept together. Don't always, okay, in this always the mantra, the fourth outcomes. Okay, the fourth outcome which I like to give to you is whenever you are doing this accident investigation, don't don't pinpoint a person. Always ensure that the process have been identified. The weakness of the process has been identified. Don't go for training is not given. This person is not followed. No, not like that. Why the person is not followed? What is the loophole in your process? Identify that. That is our main aim or main objective of this accident investigation to be. So we have been identified that why the two or why the chemicals, okay, the flammable chemicals have been kept together. There may be different suggestions. The persons have been not trained. We are not having a tray. We are not aware of it due to the work pressure. Every time we are keeping like this, it's a tradition that we are keeping. So as of which answer is more relevant answer, take that. Like that, how many times I have to do? At least 3 times, at most 5 times. If you are doing right, you are will get the exact exact answer for this. Where I have to stop? If I can't able to go further, I can't able to deep further, then you have to stop your why analysis and you have to take that. This is a traditional method, right? It's a traditional method which I like to add a small value towards this, which you have been doing this for longer time. But as the topic of today have been, okay, today the topic have been advocating that the global technologies of accident investigation. What is the global technologies? My dear friends, first one is the domino theories. Okay, domino theory. In this domino theory is saying that if a accident or it's going to be the incident, okay, the 5 factors, okay, these 5 factors are going to cause the accidents or incidents. Okay, first, it's going to be the environment. Next is going to be the person's carelessness. Then it can be unsafe act or unsafe condition, then the accident, then the injury. What they are telling is the dominoes theory. One factor is being relevant. One factor is affecting the other factor. So the accident at the end, the outcome is the accident or the incident. How this theory can be useful for our accident investigation? While you are doing this accident or the incident investigation, you can able to put on this theory saying that in the accident, in the fire break, okay, fire outbreak happened. what are the social environment have been advocate for this fire outbreak? Is any fault of the person, or what are the unsafe facts have been contributed for this accidents? What are the unsafe conditions have been contributed for that? Next, with respect to any carelessness, this accident has been happened. So you are having a framework so that you can able to follow that framework, and you can able to do the accident investigation in a very stipulated time and very systematic manner. Next, the multi-caution theory. Okay, earlier we saw that it is going to be, okay, it is going to be the first factor, second factor, third factor, fourth factor. Any one of the factor, okay, it's going to cause the accidents directly. The other factors will contribute to this indirectly, okay, which is known as domino theory. Next theory is going to be multi-caution theory. In this theory, okay, earlier domino suggested they to, okay, here this theory is saying that no, it is very complex to say that whether it is going to be caused by a human unsafe act or unsafe condition at all, or it's going to be the environment, or I have to follow the cycle. Okay, we are going to follow a very simple cycle by saying that the accidents are, okay, there may be various subclasses. We are not going to investigate on the subclasses. We are going to have a look on only these two factors. What are these two factors? The two factors are unsafe condition and unsafe. Whatever may be the accident investigations or incident investigation, we are going to concentrate on this two element only. Okay, two element, and then we are going to go deeper. This is a multi-caution theory. This is also usually some of the OEMs started doing this for last decades. They have been doing this. But next, this is the very excellent model which have been developed recently, and many of the organizations have been following this while they are successfully implementing their ESG, that too, the social pillar into their organization. There is the 6 methodologies have been used, and these 6 methodologies plays a excellent and vital role to contribute for this accident investigation. First one is SCAT methodology, systematic cause analysis technique. Okay, systematic cause analysis technique. The systematic cause analysis technique, what they have been doing. Okay, after, okay, once the accidents have been done, okay, the causes have been analyzed. After an accident, what are the different causes? And the causes have been analyzed. Okay, the causes have been analyzed to ensure that the things have been moving out in a right way. The things have been moving out in a right way. So, in this systematic analysis, okay, in this systematic analysis, systematic cost analysis technique, they ensures that the systematic analysis technique, the outcomes, okay, the outcomes have been analyzed in a very deeper way, and they have been ensured, okay, they have been ensured that what cause have been made these accidents to happen. Okay, very systematic way that can be advocated and that can be used in a wider range also. After this, I will show you some of the examples that you can able to understand in a very better way. Next one is a MORT model, MORT, very interesting way. Management oversight and risk-free model. Management oversight and risk-free model. This management oversight and risk-free model, what this model is suggested, based on the management decision, based on the management oversight. Okay, for example, you would have been told that, okay, in this confined space, we required a oxygen monitoring system, but your management would have been not taken a suitable action, or your management have been not put a deeper analysis or their time into this. Based on that, this SMART is nothing but whether the accidents have been advocated by the carelessness of the management decision, or the management have been not aware about this at all, or the management is not spending adequate time on this particular system that made the accidents to happen. The top level peoples will do this to ensure that the management strategies have been refined. Okay, ESG, the social pillar is asking for this. Next, about the step methodology, one of the very interesting methodology, sequential time event plotting. What is sequential event time plotting? Sequential time event plotting is nothing but 10:50, the incident happened. From 10:10, okay, from 10:05, what is the first step? And you are going to collect the 4 P's. What is the 4 P's? With respect to evidence, part evidence, okay, person evidence, paper evidence, position evidence. All this is the 4 P's. We are going to collect on 10:05 what happened, 10:07 what happened, 10:10 what happened, 10:15 the accident happened, 10:17 what happened, 10:20 what happened. Okay, you are going to sequence the time between the accidents. For example, I told you, actually they will take up to 3 to 6 hours. So to have a kind of a study, okay, right study, are we moving out? Okay, are we moving out in a right way? Are we moving out in a right way or not? Next, okay, next one is a very interesting model. Okay, very interesting model. Barrier analysis method. What is barrier analysis method? Barrier analysis method is nothing but, okay, barrier analysis method is nothing but, my dear friends, okay, already I identify this hazard. To ensure that, to protect that, I would have been added some of the engineering controls, some of the administrative controls as a barriers. Which barrier fails? Which barrier failed and which barrier failure have been advocated for this accident? I have to identify. Barrier analysis method, very stringent and a very straightforward method once you are using its methodology. Next one is a change analysis methodology that shows that if the change management is not put in place in a right way, what change has made this accident? Change in the person, change in the tool, change in the shift, change in the product, change in the condition, change in the mentality, change in the position, change in the objective, which change have been contributed to this. So this change analysis methodology, we will call it as a CAM methodology, which has been used to identify the root cause for the accident based on the change. Based on the change. Next one is a incident cost analysis methodology. This incident cost analysis methodology is a very straightforward methodology that incorporates one or two tools. Okay, that incorporates one or two tools which we have been earlier discussed. It may be a MOT, it may be a step methodology, it may be barrier analysis, it may be a change analysis methodology. So this 6 methodologies or the global methodologies have been carried out in the developed countries for the last 5 to 7 years. Very interesting methodologies. Okay, even each methodologies will take a day while we are going to discuss. So my implementation, okay, the 5th implementation of this session is, I like to tell you that make sure that your accident investigations models have been revised based on this. There may be a questions. Okay, whenever we have been doing a workshop on this for 2 or 3 days, always while we are discussing about this, there will be a doubt saying that which methodologies I have to put on. Which methodologies is the good methodologies, where I have to know that there is no good, bad, easy, tough. No, based on the condition only you have to choose. Okay, based on the condition, you have to choose. How I can able to get that competency? Once you have been experienced to all the 6 methodologies, always you can able to choose on which technique, with methodologies I have to use for this accident or incident investigation. So, first one, systematic cost analysis technique. Make sure that the causes have been put together and it has been analyzed which costs have been contributed for the accident. Next one is a MOT model, management oversight and risk-free model. Based on my management oversight, based on my management decision, based on my management not contributing the time this accident has been happened or not. Next one is the step sequential time event plotting, where the accidents, the before and after scenes of the accidents have been plotted together to identify which scene has contributed in that scene, what are the evidence which has been contributed for this accident. Next one is the barrier analysis methodology in such a way that which barrier failed, that ensures that this accident has been happened, to ensure that the barrier has been stronged up in your corrective action. The next one is the change analysis method in such a way that which change had contributed to this accident directly, so that that change can be pinpointed and the corrective action can be concentrated in the particular change analysis methodology. The last one is the incident cost analysis method, where the 2 or 3 methodologies have been joined together and it has been used for accident investigation. So this is the broader view of which we have been discussed. And the next one is the choose a right tool. It is purely, okay, earlier is the global technology, global methodology, which has been used. This is from our IINVTY research week, okay, which we have been using for our accident investigations. Whenever we go for accident investigations, and also while we have been doing the accident investigation workshop, what we have been done is uh, very easily the tools which has been available have been converted to my accident investigation and they have been using. For example, okay, I can able to use the check sheet model for my accident investigation. Why? The check sheet can able to ensure that all the parameters, all the evidence, what are the evidence which has been contributed for that accidents can be captured without any, okay, can be captured without any depreciation. Okay, without any thing. Next one is the stratification methodologies. What is stratification methodology? As I told you, same sets of accidents have been happening or not. What is going to be the pattern? What is going to be the trends based on the time, based on the experience, based on the human, based on the machine? I can able to use the stratification technique. Next one is going to be the histogram technique. I'm going to visualize this accidents, chemical fire, how much time has been happened in last 10 years. This fire with respect to chemical handling, how much time it has been happened. I can able to use the histogram technique for this. Next, cause and effect diagram. Yes, we may be using this to ensure that, okay, to ensure that I identified the cause. For that cause, whether it is going to be contributed due to the man or the machine or the environment or the procedures or the materials can be further down. Okay, it's a kind of a FMEA model which we can able to advocate it. The next one is going to be the Pareto 80-20 principle, my dear friends. 80-20 principle. How it can be used in the accident investigation? There are 5 or 7 or 10 factors which I identified. Now, for my corrective action, I have to identify which is the sensitive element which I have to capture and which I have to address. For that, you can able to use this Pareto analysis methodology, which can able to contribute, which are the main contributing parameters. Address that, automatically other 80% of your parameters will be arrested if you are going to arrest this 20% of the elements which is directly causing this accident. The last one is going to be the scatter diagram. What is known as scatter diagram? Earlier, okay, you know the difference. Okay, you know the difference between the stratification and scatter diagram, because many times whenever you are doing workshops, people will get confused. Okay, stratification is going to give you a patterns based on time, based on the different elements have been part of that, okay, accident. Here, scatter diagram, this different elements, it may be a time, it may be human factor, it may be the product factor. What is the relationship between these two or these three or these 4 models? Okay, to identify, okay, the relationship between, for example, at the late evening times, the persons, okay, have been fatigued. So they are being, the probability of accident is more. So the direct links, what is the link between the each elements have been gone through and have been keenly noted by this scatter diagram technique. So this tools which has been available, which is called as the 7 quality tools, can be used for my accident investigation, for data collecting, data analysis, data advocating, and also, okay, and also it can also be used as one of the preventive methodology technologies also, which is the part of ESG. So the SDG goals, my dear friends, if we are going to do a right accident investigation, make sure that you are in a right position of contributing to our accident investigation in a larger way. So thank you. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity. I thank the IINVTY training and research wing for giving us this wonderful topic. And once again, thank you. If you have any doubts, always you can able to put in the chat box. And also, my dear friends, if you have been satisfied, if you have been felt that the program has been given the objectives which you have been joined, kindly scan this and give your feedback. This valuable feedback will reach us to many levels, national and international level. Once again, thank you. If you have any doubts, okay, kindly put in the chat box.